ones I have here, probably got to check with Larry.
Larry?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't hear you call Zach about it. I'm working on Otto's Corner. I'll leave you in.
Okay, you signed those?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and check with the commission.
Okay. You want me to stand by you? Stay right.
He's got a couple of tickets missing.
Thank you.
I got a phone. Frank Sinatra.
Good afternoon. Okay, hi everybody. Just a couple announcements. So the weigh-in is covered by the media and it's live on Showtime Stream. So all of you people here in the back, if you'd like to try to find somewhere to sit or somewhere to move out of that center position, we are going to be going back and forth on that aisle there, so we need that cleared. And we ask you that when people are weighing in, you do not stand up, especially if you're guests here. We do have some other media people. I think that everybody's seated that needs a seat, but we might need to take a couple seats from people who are just here with the fighters, because this is a media weigh-in. Okay, thanks so much. And if you guys can clear out of the back there, we'd appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, one more announcement. We're going to do the TV fights first, right? The 3 TV fights are first. So if you're on the undercard and you're weighing in, if you can step to the back of the room. If you're not weighing in the beginning, because we'll take a quick break after the TV fights. So if you're not weighing in right now, if you could step to the back of the room, please. All fighters and their people step to the back of the room. If you're not a TV fight, we'd appreciate it. We're getting really crowded right here, and we need the space in the back of the room. So please make your way back there. Thank you.
7. I waited till 11 just to figure out that no one would call. I think I've got a lot of friends, but I don't hear from them. What's another night all alone when you're spending every day on your own? And here it goes. I'm just a kid and life is a nightmare. I'm just a kid, I know that it's not fair. Nobody cares 'cause I'm alone and the world is having more fun than me tonight. And maybe when the night is dead, I'll crawl into my bed. I'm staring at these four walls again. I'll try to think about the last time I had a good time. Everyone's got somewhere to go, and they're gonna leave me here on my own. And here it goes. I'm just a kid and life is a nightmare. I'm just a kid, I know that it's not fair. Nobody cares 'cause I'm alone and the world is having more fun than me. What the hell is wrong with me? Don't fit in with anybody. How did this happen to me? Wide awake, I'm bored and I can't fall asleep. And every night is the worst night ever. I'm just a kid. I'm just a kid. I'm just a kid. Yeah, I'm just a kid. Yeah, I'm just a kid.
As soon as they tell us it's time for the championship events. Once we weigh you up, please do not leave because we got to have the rules meeting right after the weigh-in. Where are we going to have it? We have room 4. Before? Right after the weigh-in. When you weigh, you can go over to room B4. But no, we're not going to start. Huh? As long as they got a handler, there has to be a representative from each camp of the fighters who are fighting in the championship. It's a small room, but make sure that you have a representative from your camp. B4, but it won't start until we finish the entire weigh-in, okay? All right? So please, don't leave. We're going to do the championship first? We're going to weigh the championship fights first?
3 TV fights first?
3 TV fights.
Right. So the
Okay.
opener, then the second one, and then the championship.
All right, so you have the list, right?
I
You
do.
know who to call?
I got you.
All right, when we going to get started?
As soon as we get a cue from Showtime.
Is that them right there?
Yeah, they're done.
You guys ready?
So Matt, yeah, they're running video right now. Okay. He's going to give us a cue.
All right,
and then
you
we'll be ready
just
to go.
call them up and I'll wait.
You got it.
And tell me how much they're supposed to weigh.
Okay.
Showtime's live right now, streaming about 3 minutes till we start bringing fighters up onto the scale.
Should we present this entry now, or you want to do that? Steve, are you interviewing anyone? You're not interviewing. That I know of. Okay. I would have wanted ties. You want to borrow my tie? What's that? You're not going to hand it to him? Okay. Okay. We'll do it after the ladies weigh in, and just get my attention and remind me, because I got a lot of stuff.
You're being very patient.
I have an 8-month-old.
This is not
No problem.
Can play a little music if you want, Mr. DJ. It's the weekend in Atlantic City. It's fight weekend. Welcome to the Ocean Resort Casino here in the historic fight capital, Atlantic City, New Jersey. This is the official weigh-in for Showtime Boxing Special Edition, featuring arguably the most significant female matchup in the history of boxing for the undisputed middleweight championship of the world. Just a reminder that when the fighters come on stage, only 1 second should accompany each fighter from each camp. Tomorrow evening, the doors at Boardwalk Hall, the historic hallowed venue, open at 5:30 p.m. The opening bell sounds at 6 p.m. for the undercards, and Showtime Boxing Special Edition hits the airwaves at 9:10 p.m. Undisputed is brought to you by Salida Promotions and Showtime and is presented by Boardwalk Hall, the Ocean Resort Casino, Iron Road Employee Administration, Core Power High Protein Milkshakes, a pre and post workout essential, Anita Active, premium quality since 1986, and Burgerim, chef-inspired burgers. Our weigh-in is overseen by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. Let's get a round of applause for the commissioner, the great Larry Hazard Sr., be manning the scales this evening. And we're going to start things off with the opening bout tomorrow night on Showtime Boxing Special Edition. This one 10 rounds in the heavyweight division. Let's meet both of the fighters first from the charm city of Baltimore with a record of 21 victories against 4 defeats with 1 draw, 6 wins by way of knockout. Please welcome the NABA Cruiserweight Champion, Slick Nick Kistner. At this time, we'd also like to meet his undefeated opponent. 20 bouts, 20 victories, 13 wins by knockout. Coming to us all the way from Sundsvall, Sweden, he is the WBA Continental and the European Union heavyweight champion, Otto Automatic Wallin. Kistner will be on the scale first. Slick Nick from Baltimore, Maryland, 28 years of age, 10th year as a pro. He's 5-1 over his last 6, and he captured that NABA Cruiserweight Championship in March of 2018 in Columbus, Ohio. He's on the scale right now, heavyweight division. 221 even for Slick Nick Kistner of Baltimore. Let's make some noise for him. And his undefeated opponent tomorrow night on Showtime, Otto Wallin from Sundsvall, Sweden. .227.2 for the undefeated Swede. 28 years of age, 7th year professional. It's a 65% knockout percentage. Debuting in the USA tomorrow evening. We'll bring both fighters up for the face-off and for some photos. Wallin won the European Heavyweight Championship with a April 21st, 2018 unanimous decision over Adrian Granat in Sweden. Here is your face-off. Heavyweights open the action tomorrow night on Showtime Boxing Special Edition. Let's get a big round of applause for these two heavyweights. Kistner and Wallin open the action, 9:10 p.m. on the East Coast. Showtime Boxing Special Edition, live from historic Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City. One more round of applause for the big boys of the sport, the big fellas of boxing. Couple more heavyweights are next. More big fellas, 10 rounds between 2 accomplished Wolverine State heavyweights. This one brought to you once again by Salida Promotions. Let's meet first from Detroit, Michigan, with a record of 25 victories against 1 defeat, 12 wins by knockout, Rydell Rockin' Rye Booker. Here comes Rydell up to the stage. His opponent is undefeated, 17-0, 13 wins by knockout. Also from Michigan, hailing from Saginaw, Jermaine, the 989 Assassin Franklin. Booker will be on the scale first. Booker versus Franklin, 10 rounds, heavyweight division tomorrow night on Showtime. Booker, 38 years of age, 19th year professional. Opened his career 21-0 en route to a collection of titles. He's fought against James Toney and Art Jimerson, and he's won 3 in a row in 2018. 238.8 for Rydell Booker of Detroit. Next up, his fellow Michigander opponent, the undefeated Jermaine Franklin. 245.2 for Jermaine, the 989 Assassin Franklin. Franklin, 25 years old, 5th year professional, 76% knockout percentage. He's been taking on all comers, his last 6 opponents, combined for 82 victories. Picked up a pair of wins in 2018 including last July, a UD10 over Craig Lewis in Detroit. Here are the two heavyweights, two more heavyweights on Showtime Boxing tomorrow night. Ten rounds between these two heavyweights tomorrow night, live from the hallowed Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City. The big boys boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a round of applause for these two Michigan heavyweights. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night's main event of the evening is an outstanding one. 10 rounds contested for the IBF, WBA, WBC, WBO, and Ring Magazine Middleweight Championships of the world. And ladies and gentlemen, all of the supervisors are on stage, but this special message commemorating this historic occasion from the WBC with the presentation of this middle and Christina Hammer is a historic event which marks the dawn of a new era for women's boxing. Two unbeaten champions enter the ring to crown the undisputed. This is what boxing is all about. To honor the fighters and emphasize the importance of this great and exciting matchup, the WBC, guided by President the best, the win. And there, ladies and gentlemen, that special belt from the World Boxing Council. We'd like to invite, before the fighters come up, we'd like to invite Jill Diamond, WBC supervisor, with a very special presentation marking this historic weekend for this weekend's promoter, Dimitri Salita of Salita Promotions. Let's get a round of applause for Salita Promotions and the former champion turned promoter, Dimitri Salita. Another round of applause for our promoter, Dimitri Salita, bringing all of this together this weekend. An outstanding card featuring the most significant fight in women's boxing history. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the participants for tomorrow's historic main event of the evening. 10 rounds for the Unified Middleweight Championships of the world. Introducing first, undefeated as a professional, 24 bouts, 24 victories, 11 coming by way of knockout. From Dortmund, Germany, she's the WBC champion in recess and the WBO middleweight champion of the world, Christina Lady Hammer. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet her undefeated opponent. Her resume consists of 8 bouts with 8 victories, 2 coming by way of knockout. From Flint, Michigan, the 2-time Olympic gold medalist and the IBF, WBA, and WBC middleweight champion of the world, Clareesa T-Rex Shields. Christina Hammer will be on the scale first. Christina Hammer, 28 years of age, 11th year professional, fighting for only the second time in the USA. Christina Hammer has dominated the middleweight division for 8 years since winning that WBO title way back in 2010. And the WBC strap came into her possession in 2016. 4 unified defenses for Christina Hammer between that WBO and WBC middleweight championship. Christina Hammer on the scale first. Once again, 24-0, 11 wins by knockout. The WBC champion in recess, the WBO middleweight champion. 7 belts on the line tomorrow evening, including the Ring Magazine title. That one's vacant. And this WBC commemorative title, marking arguably the most significant women's boxing contest of all time. Christina Lady Hammer on the scale right now. $159 even for the world champion, Christina Lady Hammer. And now, ladies and gentlemen, her opponent makes her way to the scale. Once again, undefeated 8-0. 2-time Olympic gold medalist, IBF, WBA, and WBC middleweight champion of the world, Clareesa T-Rex Shields. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get these two warriors on the scale. Clareesa Shields on the scale right now. 159.4. Both champions have made weight on this historic weekend in Atlantic City. Champion, World Championships on the line.
Hey guys, I need you to look out.
Here are the two world champions. Set to go tomorrow night, Showtime Boxing Special Edition, live from Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City. Both of these champions now facing forward. Well, the face-off for the camera first. Ladies, we're going to ask you to face forward for the cameras right now. All that hardware on the line, the unified middleweight championship of the world here from Atlantic City tomorrow night, live on Showtime. All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for these two champion warriors. We'll see them tomorrow night in the center of the ring. And a reminder to all the fighters who have weighed in so far, be sure to attend the rules meeting across the hall in room F.